I'm on a mission to introduce my husband to some real literature, so for today's book we have Butcher and Blackbird. What do you think? It's a very pretty cover.
The cover is cool. I really love the name of it. It's one of the coolest names of any of these books. It's still rather ominous. I have no idea how Butcher's going to work in this, nor a Blackbird, but cool name, cool title. Love the skull and crossbones and beak. I'm excited for this one.
So this is a serial killer romance. Did you know that that was a genre? Neither did I. So basically, this book is there's two serial killers, but they're like good serial killers. They serial kill other bad serial killers.
Okay, like Dexter.
And they do this independently. And they've heard of each other.
Okay.
Right? There's like people who are famous in the serial killer industry. And this book starts out, this woman is in a cage looking at a dead body. She's like, I'm gonna die in this cage. She's locked in it. And this man walks in. He's a little confused, looking between her and the dead body. He's like, what's going on? Who are you? He thought maybe she was a victim. He didn't know she was another serial killer. And she's playing coy because she's not gonna be like, I'm the orb weaver.
Oh, that's a good one.
They call her that because she likes to gouge out eyes and takes fishing lines to create maps over her victims' bodies that point to the other person's murders. But the police have never figured it out. Okay. So he tells her, I'm the serial killer guy. And she recognizes him, but she's playing it pretty cool. She's not going to fangirl. But she has to tell him who she is, otherwise he's going to leave her. And she tells him, I'm the orb weaver, and he goes crazy. He's like, oh my God, love your work. He lets her out of the cage. They go out to lunch together, and they have some good chit-chat. They decide to come up with this tradition where they're going to play a game. Once a year, they're going to meet up. They live in different parts of the U.S. They meet up to find and murder a serial killer, and it's like a race.
When they get together, they're like, okay, we're going to see who can do it first.
His brother knows about him serial killing, so he finds the victim and texts them both a little hint. Then the book skips a year. It comes out that they've been texting all the time, and they've got a little crush on each other.
Was there a spark when they first met?
There was a spark. Okay, she wasn't wearing a bra, and he was quite intrigued by that.
Like, wasn't wearing a shirt, or like wasn't...
A bra. And he was like, nibbles. Anyway, so they meet up, they do their little serial killer murdering, and some sparks are flying. Nothing happens between them, but some sparks are flying. Another year passes, they're still talking, they're texting all the time. There's a friendship here. So it's now the second year of this tradition. Another year has passed, they're meeting up again. They do this tradition, they go their separate ways, and she's like, I'm gonna go visit him. Because they have their regular day jobs. They don't make money, obviously, off of serial killing. Yeah?
Quick pause. Who won the first one and who wins the second one before we get into romance? That feels like an important detail.
So she is trying to lure this serial killer man in. This is for the first one. And so she's doing some do's with herself. And
Sorry, what does it do with yourself? I need a little bit more of a descriptive, nondescript.
A naughty do with herself and a vibration.
Okay.
And the male serial killer, he's kind of listening through the walls, the good one. But then he overhears the bad serial killer is also listening through the walls. And he goes on a murderous rampage because he's like, she's mine, and beats this guy. The second one, I don't really remember the details. I think she wins it.
All non-important details for the real romance we're getting to here.
So he is a restaurant owner, and she's a data analyst or something. That's like their day jobs. And so she takes some time off work, and she's like, I'm going to go to Chicago or something and go to his restaurant. So she goes there. And they have a really awkward run-in. Because this is the first time they've, like, ever interacted outside of their serial killing ways.
Like, outside of the underworld, like in a normal way.
She runs out crying, and he's like, I blew it. But then he decides, okay, well, I have to return the affections. I have to tell her I returned the affections. But he's scared of scaring her away. So he flies to where she lives, hides outside her house for a week, and has a little boy deliver groceries to her home, and then calls her on the phone while hiding behind a tree. So, like, here's the tree, here's him. Watching her, like, walking her step by step how to cook this food because he's a chef. Okay. And she doesn't know he's there.
Yeah.
And he does that for a week and then he goes home.
It's like most people just do FaceTime.
And so then this kind of dynamic starts happening and then they fall in love. Neither of them want to admit their feelings, but then they admit it, and it's cute. The Butcher and Blackbird she calls him the Butcher, and he calls her a Blackbird because she's humming a song about blackbirds. They move in together, and there's this whole thing about this lobotomized guy that they take in. He's like a victim of one of the serial killers. He ends up being a bad guy, tries to kill the guy. They solve that together. The book ends. It ends on a happy note. They're together forever. The bad guy's dead.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be multiple books with the brother and the friend. That is Butcher and Blackbird, a little serial killer romance for you. Would you read it?
Yes, this is the easiest yes I've heard so
Oh,
far.
really?
It lived up to the cool name and cover title, but the plot is awesome here. I really like the idea of good serial killers. It's fun how they do the romance.
And it's steamy.
Is it? It's pretty spicy.
It's not crazy. No, it's not. But there's some steam in there. You don't really care much for steam, but,
no, but it
it's
adds
there.
a little fun to it. Yeah, I'm like super excited to read this. I think I might start it today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.